Hey, good morning, party people. Okay, really interesting. I just want to leave you with a quick message today. You've got my morning voice, my morning sexy voice, because I just barely got myself going today. I'm at my conference, my coaching summit, and it's intense. We're 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. Like it is intense learning. Anyway, it's amazing. But I want to talk to you about your energy. So we had our class on energy, and I've been very aware of what type of energy I'm creating and where it's coming from. Well, so on the first day when I got here, let me give you a little backstory, but I flew in, I landed, I had a coaching call, a kind of emergency while I was in the cab. Then when I got to the hotel, I literally had to like bust a move into my room. Oh, I got crazy hair. I had to bust a move into my room, throw my laptop on the desk. Then I had a call. I had to get on a training call for me for a couple hours for speaking. So I got on that training call. I'm like literally like here's my desk, right? At the hotel. So I like got my desk. I'm like over here on the computer with my Zoom, trying to mute it, coming over here, trying to call and get some room service because I'm starving. So like trying to do that all at the same time. Anyway, oh my gosh, then I'm like eating while I'm on the Zoom. It was very chaotic. I finished up, it's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Anyway, I was so spent, and then I had some work I had to get done, so I get the work done. I finally go to sleep. So the next morning, we start at 9, I had to go check in too, right? So I had to check in, come back, then I had a client call. So the next morning, we start at 9 a.m. So I'm up and I'm trying to get ready, and I didn't have time to get food, so I didn't have any breakfast. I didn't have enough snacks with me. I didn't have room in my bag. I didn't pack enough snacks. So no breakfast, didn't have my snacks with me. So I go to my first day. You guys, my energy level was in the toilet. Like usually I'm just jumping up and down. I don't know if you watch my stories on Instagram, but I'm usually jumping up and down. I've got all the energy in the world, right? I was really struggling to generate energy that day. So as the day goes on, it was a good day, but it wasn't for me a phenomenal day. So, just because my energy was so low and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go lay in my bed pretty much. So then that evening, instead of wanting to talk to other people, which I did not, I was by myself. I went to a little market, got some groceries, got some food, came back to my room, laid in my bed like a sloth, ate my dinner, ate some snacks, and I went to sleep, like watched some TV, went to sleep. I was so tired. The next day, I had got food in me. I had breakfast now. Got a little mini fridge, solved the problem. They don't have fridges in the room, so I asked for them to bring me a fridge. So I have a fridge. I put some snacks in the fridge. There's a fridge over there. Look at my messy room. Oh, you can't see it. Anyway, whatever. Fridge, can't see it. So, so got the fridge, got the snacks in the fridge, had my almond milk for my protein shake, so I was prepared for the next day. So when I woke up, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm prepared, right? I'm prepared. So I had my shake. I had some fruit. I had a protein bar with me for my snack in the middle of the day. My energy level, so when I got to that morning at 9 a.m., I still was like trying to get myself going for the morning. And when I did that, they got some music going and some people are dancing, and I literally sat in my seat. I sat there and I was like, I could either sit here or I could get up and go generate some energy. And I'm like, most of me wants to just sit because I was still a little exhausted. And I'm like, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to generate some energy. So got up, danced with the group, jumped up and down, got the blood flowing, right? That's why I was doing it, not because I love dancing, but because I was getting the blood flowing. So I get the blood flowing and I felt so much better. So when we have our breakout sessions and all during the day, like my energy level is higher, okay? So here's what's so interesting. Day one, remember, I didn't want to talk to people, right? Like that was not going to be my jam. I didn't want to talk to people. So it was minimal. Day two, I just snagged us during our lunch, had this amazing conversation for, 45 minutes to an hour with someone who's a corporate sales trainer and deals with sales like scripts, right? But not super scripty, but just that psychological part of sales. She's amazing. She teaches huge companies how to do this. She's coming to Equip. So I had so much energy. She's like, I can just feel the energy off of you. And I was like, I need you to come to Equip. Like, she has got some amazing information. So she's going to come teach for 2 hours, so you can sharpen your sales skills at Equip. Anyway, but that wouldn't have happened had I wanted to sit in the corner and not talk to anybody because I didn't feel very good, not because I didn't feel good, but because my energy was low, right? Which means I didn't really want to talk to people when my energy's low. So then later in the afternoon, I get seated next to, I didn't like have best friends right at my conference. So I'm sitting next to somebody I didn't know, and that's usually most of the time. And so I'm sitting next to this girl, Katie May. Shout out to Katie May. She's awesome. We had a great conversation. We were in a breakout group together. A lot of things that we had kind of in common, stuff that we could talk about. Anyway, so awesome. And so when it came to end of day and it was dinner time, I was just going to pull my usual, walk down to the salad place, go get some dinner, walk back to my room and eat by myself because I was like, not going outside my box. And she's like, what are you doing for dinner? I'm like, I was going to go get a salad at this place that's down the street. She's like, oh, could I come with you? I was like, yeah, that would be great. It'd be awesome, right? Okay, I'll take some company. So we start walking, and she runs into someone she had met in breakout groups, starts talking to her. And we're like, oh, where are you guys going to go eat? And they asked us, where are you going to eat? We're like, the salad place. Like, where are you guys going? They're like, this Italian place. It's so good. And I was like, oh. And Katie and I looked at each other. We're like, we could handle some Italian. Like, we could handle some more carbs tonight. So we're like, can we join you? They're like, yeah, more the merrier. Like, come on. So there's 5 of us. Okay, I'm getting to where I'm going here. So we head down to the Italian place, have great conversation along the way. We get there, and part of my head is thinking, I'm going to dinner with 4 other people that I don't know, and I had changed my outfit because I was tired of what I was wearing for the day, and I wanted to be more comfy. So I had already changed into like an exercise shirt and my Lululemon pants. So here's me. Everybody else is still in their cute, outfits, and I'm in my Lulus. Whatever. But I'm having a little bit of like internal conversation about that. So as I'm walking with them, I'm like, okay, is dinner going to be awkward? Like, how is this going to go? I don't get out much, you guys. I don't get out much. Anyway, not for that kind of thing. So we go to dinner, sit down, we kind of start having conversation, and I ask, questions to the others about themselves. And love to know what they do for work, how they got into coaching, if they're coaching, just a little bit, everybody's got an amazing story. We sat there for like 3 hours. It was so long, and it was enthralling. It was amazing. The stories that everyone had to tell. We've got one guy who was a vet who was on 7 tours, with a special ops team, and he's talking about, PTSD, and he's a speaker, and he's working on being an author. Amazing man. Talks about the guys in his unit that had committed suicide after they came home and just how he dealt with PTSD and all these amazing things. And then his fiance, she was human trafficked. So it was like watching a Netflix show, her telling us her story, which, by the way, she hadn't told people for 25 years. She's telling us her story about how she was taken when she was 15 years old. And it took her 2.5 years to get back home, and how she escaped. And this whole, you guys, and she's afraid. Here's what's interesting. She doesn't feel like she has a platform to tell her story. We're like, you don't need a platform to tell a story. This is your story, right? But she was told after she came back, after she escaped and came back home to Vietnam, she was told that she was less than, that she was dirty, that she was not, like, people would not hang out with her. She was 18 years old at that time. Friends wouldn't hang out with her. The parents would not allow their children to hang out with her because she was a less of a human, essentially, because of what had happened to her. No compassion, nothing. Her resilience is the most amazing thing that I have experienced in such a long time. Just her resilient spirit and the things that she has had to go through, but then the way that she talks to herself about it, and the positive aspects too, right? And the positive aspects. So we all have that little bit of negative sometimes that just hangs in there that helps us to believe a story that's not helpful to us. But the positive aspects of what she's gone through, how resilient she is, the things that she figured out, how to escape when she's 17 years old. It's absolutely insane. So anyway, and on and on and on and on, right? None of that would have happened. I would have never met these people. I would have never known the stories that were out there, these experiences that are so life-changing and just amazing and enlightening and great examples of resiliency. I would have never even heard about them had I went and got my salad by myself and come to my room and sat and did work or watched a little Netflix. I would have never. So you generate the energy that you want to have every day. You generate that. And we talk about, how are you generating that? I had to have food. I had to have sleep, right? I had to protect myself. I had to take care of myself in order to show up the way that I needed to show up, or the way that I want to show up. It's not about need, it's about want at this point. How do you want to show up? I want to show up with positive, happy energy. I actually got in the elevator yesterday too, and a couple of ladies were kind of tired, and they're like, oh, you can feel the energy radiating off of her. You can feel the energy. She's generating all the energy for all of us, because they were feeling kind of down, right? It is contagious. It is contagious, the type of energy that we can be able to generate. So if they can feel my energy, can your clients feel your energy? What kind of energy are you putting off to your clients? And if you're not putting off the right kind of energy, that positive energy that people are going to gravitate toward, that's going to help lift them up, if you're not putting that out there, what do you need to do to prepare yourself so that you are in that space to generate that energy? Because remember, the power plant doesn't have energy, it generates it. Energy is not something we just have. It is something that we create very intentionally. So I'm going to leave that message with you today, and I'm going to get going with my energy today and go learn some more so I can be a better servant to you. Have a good day.